Right, it's time to do Graham's 80s final tag.
Why do they never go in for me?
So why do they never go in for him? Well, I've got my Arsenal shirt on, so maybe... I mean, I know Tottenham were really good in the certainly early 80s, but yeah. Anyway, so Graham, that music is evocative of, it's going to be a good one. So thanks for doing this thread, Graham. And I've got the questions all lined up. I've probably been watching you, I don't know, maybe from the start. I can't really remember really. It's been a while. Yeah, but you've hung on in there, so well done. And without further ado, let's have a go at doing your questions. Yeah, so a lot of these records, I had embarrassing tastes, so I've tried to make it fairly representative, and I did have a mullet. I don't have photographic evidence of it. Anyway, we'll go along and see how we get on. So the best 80s video, so you were explaining about MTV and everything, so I think probably the most evocative video was Take On Me, Aha, and also The Sun Always Shines on TV, but definitely Take On Me. I think you had Frankie Goes to Hollywood and the Cold War thing, which, yeah, it was on our minds, wasn't it? Hiding under the table at school if it happened, but it didn't, fortunately. And here we are today in 2026. So, an album from 1983. So probably my favourite band, who I didn't really get into until 1991 was The Church. So in fact 1983 I think I was more into football than music, and Cubs and hula hoops and all that sort of stuff. So this, I went back and bought all the Church albums. So this is Seance from 1983. It's No Reason, Electric, Lash. It's only got Electric. It's Electric Lash actually, but yeah. So that is 1983 album, and a 12-inch record. Well, I didn't go for the obvious one. I found something I didn't have at the time, but I appear to have it now, and it's embarrassing. So I've got these two guys here who... there's a whole story to this, isn't there? In fact, is there even a film in it, or a Netflix documentary or something? So, yeah, they got stitched up, really, didn't they? I think, and yeah, I think one has come to terms with it, and maybe the other one never did. Whew. So this would be my one-hit wonder. All my 7-inches, which I started record collecting with. Probably up until about late 80s, although I was quite into buying 12-inches, not in a DJ capacity, just, I don't know why, I just thought they were cooler or something. Anyway, this song is, I've got an Occasion album, which I think I've even shown quite recently. So this lady did this song, and Toot Toot, yes, there you go. Toot Toot. My favourite 80s artist, it would be Madonna, I guess, because she was pretty faultless, really, I think. Although this came out after Who's That Girl, which was not a huge success of a film, and she never really did it until Evita, I guess, really. And this only had Spotlight on it. It was sort of like a mix, a pad out sort of album, but it's all right, I thought I'd show it as a favourite artist, I guess. And another song that I've somehow picked up along the years is a banger. So it's just one long mix. It's I Feel Love, and it goes into Johnny Remember Me, I think. And you know, the two of them singing together, it's pretty, you know, they're pretty opposite, aren't they, really, to be fair. Johnny Remember Me, I Feel Love. It starts off with Love to Love You Baby. And I think this is a better mix of it, I'm not sure. Now, the 1980s, it wasn't just mullets, was it? It was quite bad clothes as well. So for my album cover that it's the most 80s, it wasn't a picture of a people or person. It was the shiny suited cover, which I remember when I was 16, or 15 or 16, going all the way to Swindon for an interview with the then British Rail in my Mr. Byright £30 suit or whatever. Maybe not quite this shiny, but it was certainly double-breasted. And yeah, quite all the Now and Hits covers, quite a lot of them were quite 80s looking back in the day. A record from Live Aid, I don't remember him playing, but apparently he did Hide and Seek, so this is one of the first albums I bought. Howard Jones from 84, is it? Sorry, 85. So it was actually the year of Live Aid. And this isn't my original cover, but it's got, or original copy, it's got a W.H. Smith sticker on there. And £6 it was. Okay. Right. A band with big hair. Well, I did have a mullet, so I went for Def Leppard. So at my school, there was very much like the metal people, or the metal prog rock people, and then the hip hop, rap kind of people. And then when it was all fused together in a couple of those, you know, records. But I'm pretty sure I liked this at the time. And I think nearly every track on side one was a single, from what I remember. Favourite cover song, the only thing I could really think of was Tainted Love by Soft Cell. That was it, really, because I haven't got my 7 inches, I haven't got all my singles here, so it was a bit tricky, really. Now, Forgotten Gem, I definitely bought this back in the day. It was 89, and it's got a bit of sellotape on the bottom there. So some mixes of Beds of Burning, Midnight Oil, the oil. Yeah, I used to buy 12 inches and smash hits every 2 weeks as well, actually. So, right, a collaboration between two artists. So, going back to Tottenham, they had a couple of good, you know, early 80s singles, and they were top 5, top 10, I'm not sure really, but, you know, they were all right, you know. So I decided that my collaboration would be between somebody more morose and chirpy Chas and Dave. So here's Chas and Dave, and I decided that I would put them with Morrissey to see what they would come up with. Yeah, he'd have to pull his socks up, I think, a bit there. My time machine would take me back to the concert that Jean-Michel Jarre played around about this time of this one, I think. And I would have been at secondary school, and a guy called Philip Barnes, I remember buying a Madonna 12-inch off him. Why he had it, I don't know. Anyway, he said about going up to London to the Docklands concert, and for some reason I didn't go. I don't know why, but that would be my time machine. I would have bought the travel card, or if you went to a certain station, obviously it didn't have ticket barriers in, so you could just go at a certain time and they'd all be just chucked in a little booth there for free. So that would have been my time machine. Synth pop record, I went rather predictably for Human League and Dare, which I got from Oxfam for £1.29 there. Can't get the sticker off it though. Just leave it on there to say, you know, did well there. The next question, sorry about this. Well, this is very 80s really, but it came out in the 80s. It was a song from a movie, so I just decided to go with Paris, Texas. I'm not that into Raikuda, but the film and the music that are on here, they go very well. together. A hairbrush song. Yeah, I might have done a bit of karaoke in my time. And then I thought, well, there's not many words, is there? And everyone's already shown this New Order, Blue Monday. So that would be that would be my hairbrush song. An urban record. Okay. It would be this, especially like It's Tricky and Walk This Way, and what was that other one that they did? My Adidas, You'll Be Illin'. Yeah. Once I got into the school football team, yeah, I was more into this sort of stuff. And for a comeback, a comedian, retired, came into my mind a few weeks ago, was watching some videos of him. I don't know if he would be cancelled now or what, but he was an impersonator, and the actual like routines and what he'd written was really funny. Oh look, Graeme showing David Bowie behind me. I can see the reflection. I went for Feel Cool. Yeah, he could make a comeback. Why not? You know, musicians. I could have had somebody. They might be dead now, but I did have a Walkman. That was the next question. What would you play on your Walkman? And I do still have it somewhere, I believe. Not quite sure where. I was never hugely into tapes. I didn't have this on tape, but I could see no reason why this wouldn't be a good cassette tape album. And 80s crush, well, it would come as no surprise, especially to Headley, for instance. It was Wendy James, and actually they are touring again later this year. I've spoken about it with mates. We're having a ponder about it. This was $5.99. I think I got this from Oxford Street, HMV. It's got a bit of cardboard in there as well to keep it a bit more solid. I've got another copy of this. It's like a promo signed and whatnot. Anyway, yeah, she was I think she was probably the crush, you know. I think maybe it was Madonna a bit as well beforehand, but it would have been Wendy James. Yeah, I later found out actually, or I'd forgotten, that she was actually like adopted, and I was watching an interview with her on Michael Aspel, and she'd sort of decided that she didn't want to meet her family. Her mum was Norwegian apparently, or something like that. I don't know the circumstances of it. If we go and see her, then fine, but I'm not that fussed. And I've also seen her surgeries sort of yeah, well, would they be good anymore? I don't know really. I mean, I think it's all the original members. Anyway, Graeme, thank you. You're a stalwart. You've always done really good videos. Yeah, it'd be good to meet up sometime. It hasn't quite happened yet, but all these VC meetings, they always tend to be up north. We haven't really, you know, it's not really gravitated south yet. So maybe one day. Anyway, it was they were really good questions, so thank you for doing them. Yeah, and see you soon. Toodaloo.